morning, everyone. I am Bill LaRuffa with Somos. I lead up the business development team, and I'm going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, tariffs. Kidding, no tariff talk. We're going to talk about the power of the phone number and how it can be used to not only mitigate fraud, but also to ensure the integrity on your outbound calls. So first, let's start on who Somos is. So Somos has two sides of the house. There's the Somos Gov, which you might be familiar with. We manage three very important databases within the telecom ecosystem. The first, we are the administrators of the North American Numbering Plan. We manage all of the MPAs and NXXs, the overlays, splits, and we have about 1,400 service providers that work within the North American Numbering Plan. We're the toll-free number administrators. So we manage close to 50 million toll-free numbers. This is the assignment and the allocation of these numbers, and also the routing of these numbers as well. And one of the newest databases that we manage on behalf of the FCC is what's called the Reassigned Numbers Database. So on a monthly basis, all the carriers in the US, they need to provision and record their true disconnected numbers into the Reassigned Numbers Database. And the example I would use is, let's say I'm a pharmacy and I'm calling Eddie to tell him that his prescriptions are ready and I need to talk to him about something. Eddie disconnected his phone number and it was reassigned to Stephanie. So now I'm thinking I'm calling Eddie, I'm calling Stephanie, and I'm sharing personal information about Eddie's prescriptions with him. And what that does is that makes me now susceptible to a TCPA violation, fines, and it could be very costly. So by querying the Reassigned Numbers Database, not only would it have told me that Eddie's number has been disconnected, it also gives me safe harbor, which mitigates the risk of having any kind of TCPA violations or fines. On the other side of the house is the commercial side of Somos, and that's where I live. And we have built a number of different fraud mitigation and compliance tools, routing tools on the toll-free side, and also connected asset management. And two things I wanted to talk about today within our portfolio is our Real Agent and our Real Number D&O. And what D&O stands for Do Not Originate. So this has been getting a lot of press lately. There's been regulation over the last few years all around D&O. This started with international gateways that were bringing in any 1+ Annies needed to check a D&O list. The second part of the regulation was for mobile carriers on the texting side. So before they sent an SMS, they needed to make sure that was not on the D&O list. And now regulation is coming for the voice side. All voice carriers have to check a reasonable D&O list to ensure that number is not on that list. If it is, you're allowed to block it, you can return it, you can do whatever you want with it. So there is about 6 billion numbers just in the United States and Canada that should never originate traffic. Okay? These are numbers that are assigned and associated to MPAs that don't exist, NPA and XXs that don't exist, 1,000 blocks that have not been assigned to an OCN yet. These numbers can also be IoT numbers or billing numbers or ad tracking numbers that will never originate traffic. So what we've done is we've compiled what we think is the most comprehensive D&O list using all of that information, but also sourcing this information from our customers. So our customers have a large inventory of numbers that they might have not associated or assigned to a customer yet. These numbers should be on a D&O list. This it could be implemented at any point of the call. So this could be on your originating network. You have wholesale customers, you have large enterprise customers that are originating on your network. First thing you can do before any kind of shake-in, certificate, signing, any other fraud mitigation tools that you might have, this could be the low-hanging fruit. Is that number on the D&O list? It's a binary check. If it's on it, release the call back, block the call. It could be used on the terminating side. traffic coming into you before you hand it to your enterprises or your handsets, kind of like that last line of defense before that call is terminated. And then it could also be in the middle of the call for a transit carrier. You didn't originate the call or you didn't terminate the call, but you were in that middle part of it. And you're going to show up on a traceback, because even though that you didn't originate or terminate that call. So we've been looking to continuously evolve with our D&O product. We look at it, again, not the silver bullet, but it's a fantastic supplement or complement to what you're already doing on the fraud mitigation side. We are looking to incorporate more of Canada. Canada is going to pooling in the fall. This is going to open up a lot more numbers that could be on the D&O list. So this is not just for US, this would be all for 1+ US, Canada, and all of its territories. The next thing I wanted to talk about, building on that pharmacy example with Real Agent. So initially, first where I want to start is if you go to reassign.us, you will see that the reassigned numbers database allows for agents to resell or to offer the reassigned number database information to their clients. Somos Commercial is an agent of the R&D. And what we've built is a API and a UI interface to easily be able to load those numbers in or check it during a call setup. The original use case, as I said before, was TCPA compliance. But this use case continues to grow. So what we see now is instead of, before I call Eddie to make sure that, his prescription is ready, what I could do now is I could proactively scrub all of my customers. On a monthly basis, I could run through my database and check the integrity of all of my customers' phone numbers, and are they still assigned to that customer. So now I could do this in a proactive way, and if that number has been disconnected, I need to go through other measures to get that phone updated as well. What else we've layered in is a couple of other, let's call, flavors to Real Agent. So we have Real Agent R&D, which was the original. We've added a verify. So what this does is this gives you an activity score on a terminating number to say, hey, is this phone number, is it out there in the wild? Is it receiving calls? Is it making calls? What type of phone number is this? Is this a wireline or a wireless call, right? I need some of that information to make sure that I'm TCPA compliant as well. Who owns this number? Has the number been ported? Has it been ported to another carrier? Can you tell me if it's a prepaid or postpaid call? Right? All of this information is signals that customers can use before they're making their outbound calls. The next part is validate, right? So this is more of a kind of a KYC, know your business. This is where I would put in the customer's name and phone number, and this will tell me a confidence level of, hey, does that 908 number belong to Bill LaRuffa, yes or no? And then the last part is, okay, that number doesn't belong to Bill LaRuffa, who does it belong to? So these are just some of the newer flavors and the data signals that we're bringing in for our customers to have more insight on their outbound calls. And then the last thing I want to touch on, know that the last thing between us and our next coffee break, is we acquired a company a few years ago. You guys might have heard of XConnect before. They're part of the MEF. And one of the products that we use within our XConnect portfolio that helps on the fraud mitigation and is a complement to our D&O product is what we call our GNR product. So this is the global number range. So just as in our D&O product where we have all of the 1+ numbers that should not originate traffic, what we've done is we've compiled all of the number ranges from over 200 countries and territories. So we know if is it a valid country code? Is it a valid carrier? Are the digits and the length of digits associated to this inbound call correct for that carrier in that country? And if it's not, I know that I have a bad number. I should block that number. I should release that number. I need to do a different treatment with that number. And the last point I wanted to make was with when a number's on a D&O list, Of course, blocking it and removing the fraud instantaneously is, a great way to run a network, but it also helps identify the root cause of those fraudulent calls, right? So I could use it for analysis. Okay, I had 100 numbers come through my network yesterday. Where did it come from? Did it come from the same customer? Is it a customer that might have, we might have exited them and they came back at a different name? What is this red flag that I'm looking for? So I could use it for those analysis. So really what I wanted to talk about today was just the importance of a 10-digit number, low-hanging fruit, very, very cost-effective, very complementary to everything that you are already doing on the fraud mitigation side. That's it.